I'm really disappointed in the other side. I really don't even know what they said in detail, but it's just a bad look for them. You know, we're not gonna get in the pig pen and get dirty. I thank God for the grace to get in here tonight and fight, you know, and take care of business. I always want to do better. Felt like I could have did better, and I'm gonna be better. But as far as trying to explain myself and answer questions like, you know, some of the things that they're talking about, I just refuse to get into it. It's not about them anymore. They've done a lot of talking leading up to this fight, and I told you guys that they can dominate the headlines leading up to the fight. We stayed quiet, right? I said, but Sunday morning, we want to dominate the headlines. So they can go back up to the high altitude and keep breathing that good air and going to do what they're going to do. It's not about them anymore. It's about us. So, any questions?
Congratulations, Andre. Hey, Andre, congrats. I thought you looked very sharp tonight, and I know you don't have to respond to what they said, but Abel said, quote, that he doesn't give you even a slight chance right now based on tonight.
Who made Abel the voice of boxing? That's what I've been trying to figure out for the past couple years.
Abel's on the losing.
I agree.
I mean, I'm just like, there's no disrespect to the man. You know, I feel like he does a good job with his fighters, and I'll just leave it at that. But who gave him like the absolute authority to like speak on people, like, and not just me? I hear that guy talk about a lot of people in a disrespectful manner. You know, as if they just on some pedestal or something. And they gotta stay humble, man.
Well, I know you don't want to get into a he said, she said thing, but how do you think you would fare against Sergey? He said what he thinks, that's fine. What do you think?
Man, God bless Abel Sanchez and his team. I wish him nothing but the best. How do I feel like I'll fare against Kovalev? I feel like I'm gonna win. And it's not gonna be an easy fight. He's a champion. And he deserves all the credit that he's gotten because he's not only fought everybody in the division, but he's gone to their hometown to do it. But you guys got to understand that I don't, as the fighter, the guy that's getting in the ring, I don't get caught up in who hits hard. And I was supposed to be a little guy tonight. And I didn't look like the little guy tonight. I don't get caught up in titles and he's from Cuba and he's from Russia. I don't get caught up in that. I've been doing this my whole life. I've been doing this 20 plus years. 20 plus years. So just like I've faced every other challenge, I would face the Kovalev challenge the same way. It's no fear on my end. I don't fear anybody. I respect fighters. You know, he's a great fighter, and he's done some things that people haven't done. He's won on the road, and you got to respect that. But I don't look at it like you guys may look at it in terms of, you know, oh my God, he's knocking. I just don't look at it like that, because if I looked at it like that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Andre, you gave yourself a B- out there at the ring. What did you like that you did in your first light heavyweight fight, and what do you need to do different or better?
I like that we showed that, you know, that we're strong, plenty strong for this weight class. We showed the pop in this weight class. We just want to keep sharpening things up offensively, defensively, and you know. But I have to give myself maybe a B- or so, because with the stop and go, you know, layoffs and different things like that. You know, we had the same situation with Edwin Rodriguez in 2013. He was the #1 contender. We fought Paul Smith, who, you know, had failed at two world titles against Arthur Abraham. He's a solid guy. And now we're fighting another #1 contender. So we're showing that even though we haven't been consistent per se, we can still come get the job done.
Hey, would you like to fight that tune-up fight, Andre?
Excuse me?
Would you like to fight in the tune-up fight?
Man, I'm just trying to go enjoy some time with my family right now. I don't even know. You know, I gotta, you know, just reassess everything with my team, talk to them, and just see where they stand. Because all it's been about for me is, you know, Sullivan Barrera.
Hey, Ward. You represented your country in the Olympics, won the gold medal. You represented your country in the Super 6, you won that. And now they ask you to step up out of your comfort zone to 175. You win your first fight there against the #1 contender. What does it take for an American fighter to get the praise that he deserves? Because you were talking about the love that you get out in the UK, and it's beyond the love out here in the States.
You know what? It's I do have an opinion about that, but you know, one thing I'm learning as a young man is that I don't always have to share my opinion. One thing that, you know, I'm constantly reminded of is and I have to take myself back to it. And some may understand it and some may not, and that's okay. Is that whether people give me credit or whether people don't give me credit, you know, God has blessed me with a talent and a gift. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm doing this for Him. And then behind that comes my family. And in the midst of that, some people gonna love me and praise me and give me the respect I deserve. And then there's gonna be that element where they don't. But I gotta fight to stay in the middle. I can't get too caught up in the praises, and I can't get too caught up in the criticism. You know, my team came back and was like, oh, they're not, you know, they're tearing your performance down tonight. Man, it's okay. And at 32 years old, I'm maturing to that point where it's okay. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my style. You don't have to like my personality. But I do know that I'm authentic and I'm real. I try to give the fans, I try to give the network that I fight for, I try to give everybody all I have. But some people are not always going to like what you represent. There's a lot of cameras in here. Some people like your website, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? Some people like the way you write, some people don't. But you got to keep writing, right? You got to keep covering the sport, right? So that's what I try to. I don't always get it right. I'm not saying I've mastered it, but that's where I try to fight to stay in that place where it's look like, man, I feel like I should get this, but you know what? It's not about that.
A lot of people have you as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Now you're up there. You're number one.
Yeah, I mean, I think they dropped me to number 4 or something like that, and it's tough to say, man. I mean, of course, you always think maybe you're number 1, but I'm just trying to get, excuse me, I'm trying to get to a position where I leave no doubt. Because right now it's an argument. You know, they can throw the layoffs at me, and they may have an argument with that. They can throw the inconsistency, and it's hard to argue with that because guys have been more consistent. But my motivation is to leave it to where there's no doubt, where they can't take the number 1 spot. And if I can do that, man, that's my goal.
There's been some confusion on your HBO contract of whether or not the fight that you had to pull out of earlier in the year, of whether that actually counted as fight number 1 and this would count as fight number 2, or if you know, your fight later in the year would be fight number 3 on your HBO contract. Has that been resolved, or is that still?
Yeah, personally, I try to just keep the business behind closed doors. I don't even know who put that out there. And it's a great question, but I personally try to leave, you know, that kind of stuff just for, you know, Peter Nelson, my team Rock Nation, James Prince, and my lawyer Josh Dubin. I let them work that stuff out, and if somebody talks about it publicly, so be it. But I try not to get into it publicly because personally I think that's like, you know, just kind of behind closed doors business.
It's your job to as a fighter, but what was going through your mind when the ref deducted a point? A lot of people press forward thought it was
Oh man, that was a tough one. And the referee's a great ref, and but I was surprised. I mean, I think the shot was.
Did you get a warning?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. The shot was borderline. I mean, I think I hit him on the belt, and he reacted. It was a hard shot, and I guess on the cup line, I guess that's low, right?
They showed a replay.
It didn't look low at all, or was it borderline? It was low.
But it didn't get a warning.
Yeah, but I think that's what I'm saying. Some of you guys say no, and some of y'all say yeah. See?
There was a late hit after the bell.
Can me answer that real quick? I'm sorry. So I was surprised that I didn't get a warning.
Me too.
I was shocked about that, but I still don't know why I didn't get a warning. But
that leads into my question. Did you get a warning when there was that slightly late hit after the bell?
Yeah, and that was my fault. I let that go, and it, you know, wasn't intentional. It just I was in the heat of the moment. I apologize, and that was on me.
So there's a possibility that warning could have led into with the low blow, that could have been why they.
Yeah, but it's 2 different infractions. From what I understand.
Yeah,
but I had to just, you know, I got upset, and I just had to just bring it down and stay focused.
Hey Andre, do you think that praise will come when the Kovalev fight comes and you get through that?
I think it could be the same scenario we're dealing with now. Mm-hmm. Because I've had the Kovalev moment, I've had the boogeyman, I've had all of that. I've done that. And sometimes people have short memories, but like I'm over 10 years doing this. So I've had the guys that were, this is the guy, and then we beat him, and it was, you know, I don't know, but I'm not going to be doing this when I'm 40. Bernard can have that. No parts of it. So I'm just trying to do it to where when it's time, I can look back and say, man, I didn't cheat the sport. I always came in shape. I didn't embarrass the network I fought for. I didn't embarrass my team. I gave it all I had, and when you give it all you had, you can sleep good at night, whether people love it or not.
Or did HBO ask you to move up to 175? Did they give you an incentive to move up, or how did that go down?
It's a collective decision between everybody, but ultimately, the buck stops with me because I'm getting in there. So, regardless of, what anybody may suggest, and HBO, I know there's like this, I think this narrative out there where it's like I was forced to go up, and that's not it. The HBO would never try to force any fighter to do anything, but I just think collectively it made sense. And that's the challenge that I wanted to take on. I wanted to, it was hard to get guys in the ring at 68, and you guys kept saying I need to move up, so I listened to you.
Hey, Andre, let me follow up with that. Do you still want...
What do you think of Barrera's performance against you, the talk aside?
Man, I think, I thought he put up a good fight, and I wish him nothing but the best,
Mike?
I have 2 questions, quick. Question 1. You said that you might have been a little rusty and gave yourself a B-, but Barrera only landed 15.4% of the shots, so that's pretty excellent defense.
How many punches was that?
722 punches.
He landed 700 punches? Whoa. Hold on.
No, he threw.
22, he landed 111.
Dang, 111 punches?
So that's only 15%, that's really good.
He still landed.
What did you think about your defense tonight? That's obviously excellent numbers.
I thought it was good, but I'm telling you, I'm going to get better.
Question 2.
And then on the knockdown.
Oh, that was nice.
You were on the inside, and you really didn't have a lot of chance to extend your arms, but you got him with a short shot in the temple.
Yeah, I hit him right on top. Yep. I didn't try to do it, and that's what our coaches tell us in the gym every single day. Stop loading up, just throw it and it'll come. And I didn't try to throw it hard. The ones that I tried to throw hard, I would land, and he'd be able to take them. But that one, I just turned boom, and it was like a sweet spot on a baseball bat, and down he went.
Hey, Andre.
Do you feel like you're like the new Floyd? The fact that people don't give you your props is like they're not going to realize your greatness until you're actually gone.
I don't know.
Do you feel it's like a no-win situation?
I mean, when I went through the last year and a half, 2 years with this lawsuit, I saw a lot. I learned a lot. I saw a lot of some good things. I saw some bad things, but I grew up. And I realized that everybody doesn't have to like me, like I said, and it's just that's a pretty awesome revelation to get, as just an individual, not just an athlete. Is that, man, everybody doesn't have to like me. If I'm a jerk and I'm disrespecting people, and that's on me. But if I know that I'm trying my best to be an ambassador, a representative, and people are nitpicking, there's nothing I can really do about that. And that element is always going to be there. And sometimes that element is not always a bad thing. It keeps you tight, it keeps you focused, and it kind of is what it is. And I just don't, when I was a little younger, I used to get more upset, and I used to feel like, man, I used to want to demand respect and demand this, but it's not about that anymore, man. And I hope that, the young guys coming up behind me, that they don't waste the energy that I wasted early in my career trying to demand that kind of respect. Just focus, man. Stay focused on what you're doing. We got a short window to do it. I've been fortunate to be 10 years, some guys get 5, some get 2, some get 7, but whatever your window is, man, don't focus on critics and naysayers. Let them be who they are. God bless them, man, but just stay focused on what you're doing, and the ride will be a lot funner.
Guys, guys, I'm going to pick questions because we're on our last few. One question each.
Andre, do you feel you could have finished him at any point in the fight?
I wanted to.
What round?
Probably the round that I knocked him down in, but it's a tricky situation because
I will pick the next person.
she's gonna pick the next one. You have to, I was looking at his eyes, and I think he was buzzed. I saw him look at his corner, nod his head like I'm good. So I don't think he was out on his feet, and he was still throwing hard. So I tried to test him a little bit, and he still had something left. So it just, the bell rang. I think it was like maybe 30 seconds left. So.
And touching on.
No, sorry. In the back.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, champ?
How you doing?
Hey, just wanted to let you know.
Is that the boxing voice?
Yes, that's the boxing.
What's up, man? From back in the day.
Yeah, that's what's up. Let me let you know. When you moved up to 175, what I think you did tonight was send a message. Normally, people complain one way and say you fought too smart. You were boring. So tonight you opened up. You loaded up with a lot of shots. I didn't think you necessarily had to do, but it was effective. And when you fought inside the telephone booth, you won most of those matches, you didn't necessarily have to fight this way, but you did.
Question?
Not a question. 175, that you're ready to mix it up. And I don't know if I'm just seeing this, but was that the case?
What was the question?
You fought hard, you laid it out there, you let them know you
took more risks than normal.
I agree with you 100%.
Hey, Daniel, one question.
Congratulations on your win. How do you feel about tonight's turnout and getting to fight in front of your hometown fans and your family?
Oh man, I was blessed to see the people come out tonight. They came out for the weigh-in. And it's interesting, man. They keep saying we ain't got a fan base, but I don't know about that.
Hey,
I don't know.
Andre, is the goal to stay at 175, or you still see yourself?
Do we got to be up by a certain time?
Yeah, we're on the last few questions.
Do you see yourself ever going up more than 75?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, back to the knockdown, the left, when you started to land the left hook over his right hand, was that an adjustment that you made, or is that something you saw in training camp as far as you can land that left hook over his right hand?
Yeah, that's something we saw in training camp, something we saw on film. Verge, my coach Don and the coach Jack, they called it. They felt like the left hook was going to do it. And we almost did it. Wasn't able to pull it off though, completely.
Andre, we noticed that you weren't using your right hand during the middle and late rounds. Was there a reason for that?
I think that just goes back to just, getting in a good groove and, just being consistent with my fights and stuff like that'll flow. Sometimes I don't know. I don't have an answer for that right now. I just gotta watch the film and maybe try to figure something out.
Dre, any last words?
We got time. I'm good to keep.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Nate Diaz recently choked out McGregor.
That's the
You
homie.
spent time with him in the ring. What was it like to spar Nate Diaz?
He's hard to fight. I mean, he's really hard to spar, really. And they call it the Stockton slap because he'll slap you to death, man. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, am I supposed to be drinking this because they sponsor this?
You're supposed to. You're allowed to.
It's a good look, though, right?
I like this flavor. The fruit punch. You're kind of
Blackout berry.
He helped me get ready. I sparred with Nick and Nate. Nate helped me get ready for Chad, and he always comes in shape, and he throws a million punches from a million different angles. And I felt like he had a great shot against McGregor. I just was worried about the 10-day notice. When he started letting his punches go and he landed that short left, I knew he had action because he's just a bad boy, man. They don't care, man. They just come to fight. So I'm happy, man, because I know they don't always get the credit that they deserve. And for him to come in and upset the apple cart like that was I was so happy, man. It was 2 boxing matches on that night, and I didn't watch any of them. My first UFC fight that I paid for. And I'm screaming at the TV, man, let's go, baby. Like, I was pumped. My boy did it, man. So I'm happy, and it looks like he's probably gonna get another shot too with the rematch. So I'm excited for him. I don't know right now, man. We gotta figure it out. I feel like that's the mark of a champion. It's somebody who finds a way. We gotta find a way. And I'm very competitive. I'm up for the challenge. And we're gonna find a way.
Hey Andre, is 175 the end game, you think, for you in terms of?
I want to end it heavyweight.
That's what I was getting at.
I'm serious.
Really?
I really am.
So what's the plan then to get there?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that it would have to be at the end of my career. I'm not big enough to campaign at heavyweight and try to, that's not a smart thing to do. But I think a situation like Roy's, where it's the right heavyweight, not a guy that's 6'4", 6'5", but the right guy where I put on, just enough muscle and size where I can hold my own, and you go for it. And that's how I want to go out as a heavyweight champion. And I know it sounds crazy now, I just moved up to 75, and it sounds crazy, but that's what I've always envisioned, and that's what I think can happen.
Do you think that's like in 5 years, 6 years?
Man, that's a long time.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be 38, man. I said I didn't want to be in the ring. Nowhere near around 40. Man, I don't know. I just gotta take it a step at a time. I think that, you'll just see a situation like that just start to evolve, where you see a guy say, man, he may be the guy, and man, I beat whoever I need to beat at light heavyweight, defended the title several times, and we're gonna take a crack at him. And I did some consulting with Mackie Shieldstone, great guy, very knowledgeable. He helped me out a lot for this fight. I didn't go train with him in New Orleans for this fight, but a lot of consulting and just a lot of great advice from Mackie.
What does Virgil say about you wanting to go to heavyweight?
Oh, he's with it.
He's with it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's with it. We talked about that since I've been a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Ward, you might have touched on this a little bit, but if you could just clear up the rumors that the Golovkin's people had said a while ago that you guys sat down with HBO and they said, yeah, we want the fight.
Man, no disrespect, bro, but it's not about Golovkin right now. It's not about him. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they've done too much talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've done a lot of talking, and we haven't responded intentionally. And it's not, when he fights, it's about him, but it's not about him right now. He had his opportunity, he didn't take it, and, we're moving on. I wish him nothing but the best.
Andre, you haven't lost since you were 12. How do you keep that focus every day, every time you step into the ring? Because 1 second I'm not paying attention and...
I just hate to lose, man. I hate it. I hate to lose at anything. And I'm a poor loser, too. I just hate to lose. Like, I don't want to lose in cards. I don't want to lose in board games. I just don't want to lose. So, I don't know. I think it's got a lot to do with it. But, I just try to... Man, I don't know. I don't know. I've really not even tried to like keep my mind focused on the streak. I really don't think about it at all until it's brought up. I just try to, God has blessed me with a work ethic, man, and it was cultivated as I was a young kid growing up. But it was just, this drive was in me to be the best and to try to, just give it all I got. And I'm still like that, thankfully, at 32 years old. It's just I go in the gym and I try to max out, and I need my team to tell me, no, you're not going 12 rounds a day, you're only going 6. Okay, no, you're not running 6 miles, just run 3. And as long as I got that mentality, I think good things will keep happening. But when I feel like I can't put out like that anymore, then, it's probably time to walk away.
Andre, how do you plan on spending your Sunday?
I'm gonna probably be in the bed with my wife, chilling, my kids just running around. We're probably not gonna do much. We're just gonna relax and I haven't been home, I haven't been home. I've been in training camp, and that's part of my job, and that's the part that I hate the most, is not the training, but just leaving my kids and my wife and not being a part of their life for 6-8 weeks, but it pays off. I was able to give Mama that check tonight, so she happy. And we have with the inconsistencies and stuff and the layoffs, like we haven't made a good deposit like that in a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
Don't worry about it. And Barrera tried to bully you on the ropes, and you were just slipping and moving. How did you feel physically? Did you feel loose?
I felt pretty good with that. But the next step is like making them pay. That's the part, like, even in my mind, I'm like, man, okay, man, he missed, now I gotta make him pay, and that's what Virgil's calling for. And it's just, those are the things I'm talking about when I say maybe a B or a B minus. It was a good performance, but in my mind, it wasn't the kind of performance that I feel like I can be satisfied with.
And then at the Kovalev roundtable earlier today, Kathy Duva said that this would be an HBO pay-per-view fight when you meet up with Kovalev if you guys stay winning. Do you think you're ready for HBO pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, it's been 10 years. It's time.
Okay, last question.
How is the crowd from inside the ring? It was a pretty live atmosphere. I'm kind of interested in your perspective of how the crowd is reacting.
Man, it's great. I hear them. I do. I hear them. I hear the chants. And it's tricky because fighting at home, man, you gotta be. People think it's a given. Like, oh, you're fighting at home, it's easy. It's like, no, it's harder. I'm walking to the ring, I'm seeing cousins and uncles and friends, and I'm like, man, but I gotta actually stay in the moment, and I can't get caught up. I gotta go perform, because I'm trying to make all these people, I'm trying to send everybody home happy. So even when they're chanting your name, part of you wants to step on the gas, but it may not be time to step on the gas. So it's tricky. It's a fine line when you're fighting at home, but at the end of the day, you want to get that good performance and you want to get that win, and like I said, send everybody home happy.
Is Kovalev then next, or you want one more and then Kovalev?
Yeah, I got to let my team work that out, you know.
But
how do
you feel?
As far as
just, do you feel based on what you graded your performance that you would like one more?
I think another fight is in order.
Yeah,
I would say so. You know,
have you learned anything from the champions that you had in the ring with you, like Draymond and Steph, and you know, like?
Don't do that.
You don't want me to answer that?
No, that's terrible. That's ridiculous.
I ain't gonna answer it. I don't want to make the big man mad.
Can I ask you a good, heartfelt question?
Yeah.
How did it feel to have your open media day at King's Gym? Did that mean something special to you?
Yeah, it's I actually started at a small gym in Hayward. That's where I first walked into a gym. That's where I first met Virgil. First time I got punched in the face. All of those first times were in that gym. And then as I started to get better, we needed better competition. I went to King's when I was probably maybe 11 or 12. And have been there ever since. And then, you know, a couple years ago we went and we got our own gym. But to be able to like bring this type of event back to King's and you know, something of that magnitude is always a blessing. I mean, they still got posters up from 2004. So that shows you the kind of respect and appreciation they have for myself and my team. So it's always special. It's always special. And the thing is this, like, you know, I can't apologize for fighting at home. You know, I've had 29 fights and I fought at home maybe 8 times. You know, and of course we want to venture out and fight other places, you know, Vegas, New York, but when I do get the opportunity to fight at home and, you know, when the network or whoever wants to bring it here, man, I got to enjoy it. You know, I got to enjoy it because again, I'm not going to always be able to do this. So when I can do it, man, I want to definitely appreciate it.
All right.